Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. With the news that David Gordon Green is no longer directing the Exorcist trilogy movies, David Gordon Green is now available for being a director for a movie, and we also know that Scream 7 is looking for a director. Now I know that a lot of people are going, oh no, absolutely not David Gordon Green. Look what he done with The Exorcist. Look what he done with the Halloween trilogy. Now for me, the Halloween trilogy that David Gordon Green done was pretty good. And with what he done with the Exorcist movie, I don't think it's entirely his fault because he's just the director. He didn't write the movie. And I'm sure let's assume that he maybe done the best with what he had to work with. And if he had better material possibly, then maybe it could have been a better film. I don't think he goes out to make a really bad movie. That's not what he's going to try and do, especially since a lot of people didn't like Halloween Ends. Why would he then direct Halloween Ends? People hate it, which I love it, and then go off and direct a film like Halloween, The Exorcist Believer, and intentionally make it bad, or try his best to do a good film but still make it bad. There has to be other things at play here. So I'm not saying that David Gordon Green is a great director, but I'm not saying he's a terrible director to the point where if his name's attached to a film, people are going to go, no, absolutely not. Look what he done with that. Well, look what he done with Pineapple Express. You know, there is films that he's made that have been really good. Now, the reason I say Pineapple Express is because let's play around with the idea that he does get linked to Scream 7. The Scream movies have always had a bit of comedy in them. Now, he did try and implement some comedy, some light-hearted moments into the Halloween franchise. And for me, the comedy landed a lot. Sometimes it didn't, but it landed a lot for me. Like the peanut butter all over my penis joke.
I got peanut butter on my penis.
I know a lot of people don't like that, but I actually really do like it. Being a father of a young daughter who's trying to embarrass his daughter. My daughter's not old enough to hear that, but if my daughter was a little bit older, I would give her jokes like that, little kind of light-hearted dad jokes, as they call them. So those jokes landed. Then you've obviously got Big John and Little John from Halloween Kills.
I got this knife.
That landed as well. So the type of comedy that David Gordon Green is used to and the type of comedy that's in the Scream films, I think it would work. Strangely, I think his comedy would work well in a Scream film, and he's obviously directed horror films as well now, and the times that he does really good horror, like I know that Kills and Ends are not very well received, but you have to admit, most people do like Halloween from 2018, so he's got the chops to direct a good horror film, and he's got the chops to direct a good comedy like Pineapple Express. So when you mix in good comedy with good horror, you could get a really good Scream movie. Now, is he the only person that we should consider at this moment in time because he's not got a job at this moment in time, or he's not been linked to any other movies? Absolutely not. You should always keep your options opened. And with saying that, then David Gordon Green is an option. Whether you personally like David Gordon Green or not is irrelevant. It's whether Spyglass thinks he's a fit for the film. Remember, he directed the Halloween trilogy. Some people didn't like that movie, but he was still made director of a sequel to one of the biggest, if not the biggest, horror movie of all time. So if he's entrusted in directing a film like The Exorcist sequel, then I'm pretty sure they would have no problems going, you can be the director for Scream 7, absolutely. But yes, he's not the only person that could direct the next Scream film. Obviously, with Christopher Landon leaving, then the options are open. They're still looking for the director as we speak. Maybe they found the director by the time I put this video out, who knows? But you've got people like Eli Roth. Now, Eli Roth directed Thanksgiving in November there, and that was fantastic. Great slasher movie. It reminded us of the 90s horror slashers. So he would be a shoe-in for a person of interest, but he might be busy at the moment. I think he is possibly directing Thanksgiving too, so that could be a scheduling conflict depending on when each film are going to be filmed and coming out. So there's so many things that you have to consider when you're thinking about other directors who could potentially direct a Scream film. Now, I don't know what David Gordon Green is doing just now. I don't know if maybe he's left The Exorcist so he can go and do something else, or I don't know if he's just been fired because of what happened with The Exorcist Believer, and if he's been let go because of the poor response to Believer, then maybe the writers are going to be let go as well, and they're just going to try and do something else. Rest assured though, The Exorcist will have sequels because they've spent so much money on it, but David Gordon Green at this moment in time, as far as we're aware, is free, and because he has directed one of the biggest slashers of all time in Halloween and one of the biggest horror franchises of all time, The Exorcist. When I say biggest, I don't mean biggest in box office, but he's directed two big movie series, The Exorcist and Halloween. So he's got the resume to direct another franchise, and that could be Scream. Now, absolutely, I know that not everyone's going to be on board with this. If they came out and said David Gordon Green is the new director for Scream 7, I would be like, do you know what? I'll give him a chance. He done well with Halloween. He didn't do so well with The Exorcist, but it doesn't mean he's not going to do well with the Scream franchise. I think he's got the credentials to direct a Scream film. That's just my opinion though, guys. I know some of you won't agree, some of you will agree, but what do you think? Do you think David Gordon Green has got the capability to direct a Scream film? If he doesn't, then let me know why. If he does, then also let me know why as well. Leave your comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played in the cat.
Someone's in the back!